Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be going through my top 10 worst buildings of 2017. So honestly, I kind of was looking through the different the list of updates and buildings. It is really hard. This is the hardest list for me to do personally, and it just is because buildings are just difficult because, like I said in the last video, it's some of there for practical sense, like they're really practical, but then others just look cool. And it's the same for worst buildings, like some are just impractical, they just don't make sense to why they're in Springfield. But then others are like, they're just an eyesore, or they're hard to decorate, or they don't earn cash. Like there's multiple reasons why a building can be bad, and it is really hard to rank them. So my list may be completely different to yours. You may completely disagree with my list. That is fine. And to be honest, if I was to probably go back in like a week's time, I probably would change my list. It really is hard, and so. So let's get into it. So anyway, first off, I'm going to just hit us off with a dishonourable mention, and I'm going to give this to the Hellfish Monument, because I don't dislike this building, so to speak. I actually kind of like it in a lot of sense, but it really shouldn't be a building. It should just be a decoration. Now, of course, but there again, you could argue that there is technically like an underground layer, so is it really a build? Well, it's not really a building. It's more of a decoration, I guess. I'm just throwing it as a dishonourable mention just because I don't dislike it, so to speak. I kind of do like it, but I guess you could make the argument that it shouldn't be a building, and I want to be consistent with my arguments. So, when I say this character shouldn't have tasks, I want to, be consistent when I'm saying this building. Even if I like the building, I should say that, maybe it shouldn't have be a building. It should be a decoration. And especially when there are there's multiple buildings in the game that really should be decorations. But yeah, anyway, let's go on to number 10. So number 10, I've put the Abu Symbol Temple. Now, I don't think this has ever appeared in The Simpsons for a starter. I can't find any evidence of it being ever in The Simpsons. So I'm pretty sure that they just added this to the game, which I don't mind them doing. Like, that's completely fine. But it is kind of annoying though when they do tapped out exclusives. Like, I don't know, it does kind of annoy me a little bit, but I guess it was just to add more content to the Egypt act, so that's fair enough. But I'm throwing it in here anyway. I just think that maybe they should, that maybe it shouldn't have been a tapped-out exclusive building. I don't know, and also I just don't really know why it's a building. I think it's more of a decoration, especially when you have things like the Arc de Triomphe. That is a decoration, when it really, by the same standard of this, it should be a building. So I just want them to be consistent. So I'm just throwing that there as number 10, but I understand why they were kind of scrapped. They didn't really have very many buildings with the Egypt act, so I guess they were just kind of trying to trying their best to find with them, so they came up with this. But anyway, number 9, I've gone with the Springfield Opry House, is it? Or whatever it is. Opry House. Basically, this was the thing that we got on the county fair. I just think it's very kind of bland, and that's really it, to be honest. I've got no other reason than that. And like I said, it is kind of hard to rank these buildings, but I just think it's kind of bland. It was 150 donuts, which I think is a bit too much. I think it came with Mary Sprookler, didn't it? Which is a cool character, of course. But I just think the building overall is very bland, bit boring. We've got similar things in the Wild West, similar things in other updates, and also similar things in this update. Like, we got the Cheddar Bull Farm and all that. And so I just think that I just didn't really like it that much, but I'm not going to put any higher. I think number 9 is a fair enough thing. Number 8, it's gone to Candy Apple Island, and I actually kind of like this. I'd like this if it was a decoration, but technically under the files it classes as a building, which I think is a bit bizarre because it doesn't earn cash at all. It doesn't earn any cash, and it's listed under buildings, which it kind of annoys me. I don't see why it's even listed under buildings, but I'm going to class it anyway because it technically is, and it's just, it's annoying because it is a kind of a cool decoration to have. And if it did earn cash, that would have been kind of cool. It would have been nice for it to earn cash. I mean, I don't see why it can't. It doesn't. It's not like it will affect the game or anything. If there's other things on the water that earn cash, so I don't see why this couldn't. Actually, is there? I don't know if there is actually anything on the water. I was thinking the Krusty Burger oil rig, but actually, second thought, I don't think it does earn cash. Okay. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not sure, but whatever. It still could earn cash. I don't see any problem with them making it earn cash. So yeah, number 8 goes to that. Number 7 goes to the regifting machine from the Christmas update. The reason I've clicked this is we've got a similar decoration in. We got the cannon blaster thing in the other Christmas, like 2014 or whatever it was, or 2015, I forget which one it was, but we got the cannon blaster thing. And this looks just like a complete reskin. It also looks a bit like a reskin of the laser that we got, the laser that shoots Cannon Kodos' thing down. So to me, it just it looks too similar to other decorations that we've got, and the fact it's a building just doesn't really make much sense to me. It's a big gun. I don't understand why it's well, a big machine. I don't understand why it's a building. It technically isn't. It doesn't really make much sense to me. So that goes to number 7. Number 6 goes to the reward center from the Destination Springfield update. It's kind of a shame. I'm only throwing this because it doesn't earn cash anymore when it really should. It looks kind of cool. I know it's a Tap exclusive, but it's a bit different. I mean, yeah, okay. You know what? I'm gonna blame it for being a Tap exclusive. I don't like Tap exclusive stuff really. I make an argument for this because it kind of was necessary for the Destination Springfield update, but they definitely could have found another building that would have done the exact same thing, the reward thing. They could have just made up some excuse for another building being that. So yeah, I'm throwing the reward center under the bus here, and it doesn't earn cash as well, so there's another reason to hate it. So there we go. And number 5 is the Magic Academy Library. Just think it's a bland building, bit boring, doesn't look very cool. That's, to be honest, my only reasoning. And I think it's fair enough because we've got other buildings that look similar to it anyway, and you know, in this update. And I just think it just kind of looks a bit, you know, just bland. Plus, it's 150 donuts. You do get Angelica Button, but I mean, I don't think the building's really worth it. The character is, but the building isn't. Number 4 is the Mess Hall. The Mess Hall was 75 donuts. Again, it's another one of these bland, just ugly buildings. It kind of looks similar to different Halloween buildings we've got before anyway, and I just don't really particularly like it. It didn't really serve much purpose. It was just kind of thrown in there. Obviously thrown in there because they kind of needed to throw some more buildings in there. That's fair enough, but I just think it kind of is bland and ugly, you know, throwing some more Halloween buildings under the bus here, but there you go. So yeah, and then number 3 is probably a personal hatred, and I don't know if it's gonna go to. I don't know if anyone else is gonna click it, but this is the concert hall. Now the concert hall we got in the Time Traveling Toaster came with Mozart, so that's one reason to hate it. It came with Mozart, who I think is one of the worst characters we've got. But the reason I dislike it so much is because I find it incredibly hard to decorate that. I hate every decoration I've come up for that building, and I just find it incredibly difficult to decorate. Like, I don't know, really, because it's just like an odd building in my opinion. Probably just a personal pet peeve of mine. I don't know, I've just not really found a way to decorate. I've seen like Nuke's decoration of it. I don't like Nuke's decoration of it. I don't like Ted's decoration of it. I think I saw Ted's decoration. I don't like anyone's decoration of it. I just don't think it can be decorated. I say that. I'm sure Ted and Nuke's one does look pretty cool. They've probably done the best they can with it, but I don't know, I just overall don't really like this building. I find it incredibly hard to decorate. I don't know if that's just me, but maybe, I don't know. Number 2 is the Walking Quickie Mart. So this is in the public vote. Of course, there was 2 buildings in the public vote that were last year. That was the Ball Pit and the Springfield Henge. They were both in the public vote, so I couldn't include them, obviously. I nearly made the mistake of including them, though, to be fair. Walking Quickie Mart. I just think, again, we've got we've got a few things that look. We've got the Future Quickie Mart, we've got the normal Quickie Mart, and then we've got this Walking Quickie Mart. Again, this comes into the same thing as the concert hall. Incredibly hard to decorate. I don't know how to decorate this more so than the concert hall. I've just kind of thrown it there. I just don't know how you decorate it. It just looks out of place, doesn't look right, and it completely didn't fit in with this magic theme, or at least I don't think why I don't really understand why it was thrown in there. Maybe it's got some sort. Maybe it was walking because of magic. I don't really know what it's from. I just didn't really get the why it was added. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it is. There's no doubt that it is an incredibly hard building to decorate, and of course it was donuts and stuff. So I had to throw it in there. I just didn't like this building. And then number 1, coming with that drum roll. Number 1 goes to, I hate to say it, but the Candy Cave. The reason I've kind of got pissed off with the Candy Cave is I'm sick of the multiple cave reskins that we're getting. I just think that the Candy Cave is yet another one of these. I don't even care if it is actually from an episode. It doesn't really bother me, so to speak. I'm just annoyed that is technically a reskin. And of course I go into more detail about this in my Christmas video. Again, I don't really want to bat on about it because I've batted on about it multiple times. But yeah, the Candy Cave, most of you guys will know. If you don't know, go watch my Christmas top 10 worst Christmas buildings. Top 10. Go watch that if you want to know in more detail why I hate the Candy Cave. But I just really don't like the Candy Cave. It also came with Jack Frost, who I don't like as a character too much. I don't know. He's just weird to me. So yeah, that's my personal pet peeve is against the Candy Cave. I don't know, and I feel like maybe your guys' list could be similar. I definitely think a lot of people didn't like the Walking Quickie more, at least from what I could tell. So maybe that would be up there as well, not sure. But that's my list overall, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please tell me what your list is. Please comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I shall see you next video. Goodbye.